We've had a few pictures of Kona, and been waiting for Stephen to come back from vacation, so here he is. Stephen is actually the person who kind of sent the owner of this dog to me. Kona, when he came, he was about 11 months old, big puppy, almost 100 pounds then. And a nice puppy, but obnoxious as the day is long. The gal that owns him is a disabled veteran, and she's introduced herself on the Safe Landing site. So if you want to know more about her, anyway, she's on there. Nancy. She loves this dog. But having some physical challenges, this awful big puppy to be hauling around. She needs a dog for balance. She needs a dog that can steady her, help her up out of a chair, things like that, which this dog is most certainly capable of. The problem with it is, she raised him, and when you raise a puppy, they start taking you for granted, they become way too bonded to you, and it can be ugly. So this dog was getting pretty protective of her, meaning no one else could be near her. This dog was getting very pushy. He walked really fast. If you can imagine a dog this size, she doesn't walk that fast. So it was a pretty tough pairing. Wonderful dog. And certainly an appropriate choice for a woman. She's a little bit taller than I am. She's not heavy, but she's not little. She's substantial. And this is a big dog. So it's the right choice, but certainly not trained adequately. So at his age when he came, he was almost 100 pounds. No respect for much. Starting to get guardy. And her first choice was to give the dog up, because she couldn't do it. And I give her a lot of credit for that. She made the decision that she couldn't do right by this dog. She was going to give him up. So I don't remember how it all went, but anyway, Stephen gave me the name or the number I called. We got connected, and after talking to her, I said to Nancy, "You don't need to give him up. You need him trained." Well, that's the answer, of course. It's very difficult to train your own service dog because the dog sees you with all your flaws and with all your weaknesses and with all the pieces. So if you're struggling in an area, that's of course what the dog sees, and the dog knows exactly where to start taking advantage. Well, when Kona came here, we didn't give him that consideration. And then he began to grow even more. He got very, very lame shortly after he came here because of growing pains. So he's been here in a lot of the classes, laying in his bed, watching. That's it. He couldn't walk. So as his bones started to harden, and we were giving him calcium, we were giving him all sorts of stuff, plus bed rest, you think, his training went on hold. They weren't doing anything with him. Not true at all. The way we train, there's 3 pieces to a good dog. Patience, calmness, handling, and lastly, walking on the lead. It's pretty common in our society that the big thing is walking on the lead. Performance. No. The big thing is calmness. The big thing is safe to be handled around food and around kids and whoever. She had done a good job with some of that stuff, starting it already, but he's better now. So as he started to get so he could walk, he still was limping. He was still he had no muscle. So now you have hard bones, but no muscle. So if he would have exercised in here, first of all, he'd have fallen down because he was like a big cow romping through the woods. He would have fallen down and hurt himself. So he went from his bed to outside on ground, regular ground, not cement. Cement is very hard on legs, knees, hips, everything. Cement is not forgiving. So we could not exercise Kona on cement. Well, we just came through winter, didn't we? I don't know about you, but I'm not big on walking out in the ice and mud and slush. So anyway, the next step was to give Kona some freedom outside. He still, every now and then, gets an aspirin just to relax his muscles. But he's now becoming a regular dog. Now, had we not been working with him, we would have ended up with now untrained dog, strong enough, big enough, agile enough to do some damage. As it is, we have kept the calmness. By being tied, he's learned to be respectful of the lead. And Kona is ready to begin his education. Now, in here, we teach a lot of accountability, and we make sure the dog is paying attention to its owner rather than everything else around. There is no play. Now, if this dog would have gotten the fun of playing with another dog, first of all, he would have hurt it. He's too big. Second of all, other dogs would have been afraid of him, wouldn't they? Because he would have hurt him. So he would have become a bully really fast. Because we could not really work him, you couldn't have worked it out of him. So he had to lay there while dogs walked past him, around him. We referred to him as the big dummy. He's not a dummy. He's not educated. Hi, boy. You are an excellent dog. He knew what wait meant. He knew what be easy meant. He knows what quiet means. It's really funny, though, because if he sees somebody's dog not behaving right, he tells you that they need fixing. Very protective, very good watchdog, very calm, very respectful. And we have all those things by not working him. Uh-oh, you're in trouble now. Now, if you want to pedal on out of the center here.
No, you can come around.
No, I'm going to work him now.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this isn't horribly impressive. He's just wandering around. But you notice he's not really pulling on the lead either. Being tied a lot has taught this dog to be respectful of the lead. With no effort. So, spending tons of hours working the dog, especially a dog like this who couldn't really work, we would have ended up with more negative than positive. Guaranteed. Because we couldn't have done it the way we needed to do it. Easy. I know. It's terrible. This dog is socialized, respectful of the lead, calm, easy. He's to an age now where he can take a correction He doesn't have a problem with it. So when you have a young puppy and you train too young, you're too hard on him, you'll end up with a dog that loses attitude. You don't want that. Easy. That was one of the problems Julie had, was loosening up and letting that dog have some fun. We want every dog to behave in front of everybody. No, we don't. We don't want obedience. Training, truthfully, measures obedience. This kind of relationship is how you live with a dog. Hello, Kona. Sit. Oh, you know that too. Good dog. Not because I'm yanking him around, because I said so. Because you don't get your food unless you do. Because you don't get anything unless you do what I say. Now, we had him out yesterday. It was the first time he really worked with the dogs. Carolyn had him out one other time just to do a little accountability. That was it. This dog has not worked like any of these other dogs. Hey, you. Be easy. Thank you. Good boy. Good settle. This is how Mary is trained too. That relaxed, no pushing. Hey, quit that. You're being rude. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good sit. Easy. Now, we're not going to try to hold him next to us. We want him to be paying attention to us with a longer line. I'm not going to drag this dog around. If he decided to go, he's like a horse. Because he knows the end of the line means limits, he's not pulling. This line is a horse lead. It's more substantial. Keeps him a little calmer. But I want this dog to be able to walk into a room and know that he's going to protect his owner. He's not going to be dragging to get to anybody. He is accountable. Good dog. Hey, you. What do you think? We're not going to hassle him by a lot of sits and downs. It's not necessary. He knows what it is. Who cares? Right now, if we need it, we'll tell him. Wait. Hey. Thank you. Now, if you were in a chair and he had a vest on, you can pull. Don't. Oh, it didn't hurt you, you big goof. This is a year-old puppy. Wonderfully confident, wonderfully trusting. Get over here. Hey. Get over here. Nobody likes you. Good dog. And he's ready to learn. Now, Carolyn's going to be working him. You want to get up and take him? Just do a little bit. My knee is kind of tired today. Good boy. All right, now just start shortening him up and do some rectangles or squares. Now, this dog's ready to do some accountability, but you don't dare flip him around too fast because he would fall down.
Good boy. That's it. Nice job.
Sharp right turns.
Good boy. Good. Easy.
Now, when you're training service dogs, the dog can't require a lot of physical yanking around.
Good boy. Wait. nice. Good job.
Most people who need a service dog do not
Good
have
boy.
the physical ability or the emotional ability to do it.
boy.
So if you go faster,
Good job. Good boy.
very attentive.
Easy. Good. Good job.
Now you can see he starts to crowd as a herding dog. See him kind of come around?
Good job. Very nice.
Use the lead.
Good boy.
Oh, but you're walking right by those
Good
people.
boy. Solid mom.
I know.
Good job.
Now walk straight towards
Good boy.
people. This is the first time.
Good job. Good
Did you right the
boy.
first time? You don't have to worry about it.
Good job.
Socialization is not
Good
taking
boy.
the dog everywhere. It's teaching the dog to trust you anywhere.
Good boy. Good. Come on, Kona. Good boy.
And we're almost done walking.
Good boy. Wait. Very nice. Good ways. Come on.
This
Nice
is the beginning
job.
of a service dog.
Good boy.
If they're allowed to make too many big decisions too young, they get themselves into trouble. Same way with that puppy. So yeah, he could have been taught to have all sorts of solid commands. Either we lose attitude because we've corrected him too much, or he doesn't take us seriously. It takes a lot to teach kids to have a conscience. He has no conscience. Whatever. He's a good kid, though. So he has a few more months that his training will sharpen up. He's doing really, really well. You can't buy that kind of calmness, that kind of accountability. You can train. That's easy. 3 successful repetitions, their dog's trained.
He's innately a social dog.
He would be, yeah. But he would be social with everybody. I mean, he would want to
Yes.
come and see everybody. In the beginning, he hadn't been out to interact with anybody, so he could have been very guarded. Separation anxiety was starting to get ugly. So when you are a person who needs a dog here, then they become watchful, and he was headed in those directions. Instead, now he's still that puppy.
Yes.
He's an innocent. I don't believe in teaching accidental lessons or allowing them to learn accidental lessons, and I don't believe in just letting anybody take charge of the dog. If somebody is depending on that dog to function in the world, I'm not going to allow anyone who doesn't work the same level we do to take that dog. Not to really work it. That doesn't mean somebody can't walk it, but not for training. It's too important. Mary, that's why she's still here. There's a lot of people that wanted her. They wouldn't have kept the training up the way it needed to be. I knew the first time I watched you work a dog, you'd be perfect. And you are. Because the more capable the dog is, the more important it is that the handling be done right. You start messing around with that Great Dane, you got problems. And then you look on the Facebook page of the 3 kids working that Great Dane. You know somebody did it right. Because once they're trained, they should be dependable just like that. So are there any questions about Kona? He's just been kind of an observer in class for quite a while. This is what he's been learning by watching. He's heard all the words. He's accepted all the nonsense. He's watched all the activity. Watchdogs get corrected. Okay. People coming in, people going out. Okay. All that's become normal to him. With no effort. Best training you can do. It's kind of messy. That's what happens when you put a little canned food in so you can put his aspirin in it. He eats the canned food and then does this because he's looking for more canned food. Anyway, okay, very cool.